and welcome back to our series exploring the ever-evolving US state privacy landscape. The latest change being New Jersey joining the ranks of states with comprehensive privacy legislation. The New Jersey Data Privacy Act, or NJDPA, took effect on January 15, 2025, and with it introduced several unique provisions, particularly around sensitive personal information, privacy notices, and risk assessments. Here's what you need to know. So the NJDPA applies to businesses operating in New Jersey or targeting its residents, but not every business is covered. To fall under this law, companies must meet one of two thresholds by either controlling or processing the personal data of at least 100,000 consumers, excluding payment data, or controlling or processing the personal data of 25,000 consumers and deriving revenue or discounts from selling personal data. New Jersey's privacy law stands out from the other state privacy laws in several ways. For one, its definition of sensitive personal data includes an individual's status as transgender or non-binary. This is not always the case, only some others do this. It also includes financial account information as well. This is in addition to categories commonly seen in other privacy laws such as racial or ethnic origin, religious beliefs, health diagnosis. Importantly, opt-in consent is required to process personal information. Now, like most privacy laws, consent is a central feature of the NJDPA, and for consent to be valid, it must be clear, affirmative, freely given, specific, informed, and unambiguous. When looking at rights under the NJDPA, consumers are empowered with a fairly standard set of rights in line with other more comprehensive state laws. And these include the right to confirm processing, the right to access, the right to correction, the right to deletion, the right to data portability, and the right to opt out of advertising, sale of personal information, and profiling. Businesses have 45 days to respond to consumer requests, with a potential for a 45-day extension if needed. Privacy notice requirements under the Act are similar to those found in other state privacy laws. For instance, notices must include categories of personal information, the purposes for processing that personal information on individuals' rights, categories of information shared with third parties, and categories of third parties, as well as information relating to the sale of personal information for targeted advertising. However, additionally, organisations must notify consumers of material changes to the privacy notice and provide contact information for a responsible individual within the relevant organisation. Risk assessments are mandatory for high-impact activities like targeted advertising, the sale of personal information, profiling, and processing sensitive data. While a single assessment can address comparable activities, the Act does not allow risk assessments conducted under other laws to satisfy its requirements. So this is interesting. It can not just be sort of a one-size-fits-all. Organisations must consider this Act specifically. The NJDPA will be enforced by the Attorney General, who may grant organisations a 30-day cure period for violations. Notably though, this clause expires on July 15, 2026. And as with most state privacy laws, there's no private right of action. However, penalties can go up to $10,000 for the first violation and up to $20,000 for violations thereafter. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that was a helpful overview of the latest in US state law, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.